Good morning, everyone. Happy July 5th. Today is obviously Saturday, July 5th, and we're doing something different because obviously the market was closed yesterday on July 4th. And since June has just passed, it's time for a portfolio update and a live one at that, of course. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the two accounts, two brokerage accounts that I currently have. One is called, or I call it, the Retire Now account. That's the account that you see on the screen. That's the account I trade options on every single week. And then the other account is my wife's account. It's called the Dividend Car account. It's kind of runs on its own. I invest in various covered call ETFs, and they do its thing. They pay the car payment, they pay this payment, they pay that payment, and that's it. So let's get to it. So right now, hopefully the font is large enough. I could probably make it bigger now that I'm looking at this. I don't want to make it 200, maybe $1.75. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So for the month of June, actually, I'm going to date back. I'm going to go back because people were wondering how it's performed from inception. So I started tracking this and doing all this from September of 2023. And I started with capital around 41,000. And at that point in time, I didn't know what I was going to yield. I had various goals of what to yield, and it was doing good. I was making income. You could see 1,200 was the first month, 1,400. Then I went up to 2,000, 2,300. Then I had a $3,442 income month, which again, I was playing kind of stupid then, to be honest. But you look at the capital, man, it went up from 40 to 50 to 60, 63, 66. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This is my capital. This is the capital goal. So, and I was doing good, right? The capital was moving up. The market was moving up. Everything was fine and dandy. And then eventually I had to take the market kind of tanked. I took a hit and some losses. I sold Tesla a while back. I sold this and that. And I had to get my ass kicked a little. And before you know it, my capital kind of went back down to 50, which is okay because the market tanked, after, Trump got elected. We know that, right? But yeah, so, I mean, I had to do what's called, what I'm calling, where is it? A reality adjustment. So it's right over here, 12,500, because as you can see here, this is the goal capital, right? I have it under estimate. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is the estimated capital. And obviously at this point in March, I was supposed to be at 67,000 in capital. Needless to say, I was way behind. All right. My capital did drop down to 51. And I was like, okay, let's just do a restart here. Let's set the yield to a lesser amount. I think my goal yield at the time was 70% yield. But here I see. You didn't think I was serious about retiring. He loves those drives to work with traffic, constructions, and detours. That's true. Yeah. Just what would if I retire, right? I need where am I going to commute to, right? But the bottom line is, I had a kind of a restart that I did in the month of April. So I started with a capital goal of 50,000. And then what it's going to do, it's going to add into that capital my income goal. And that would be going forward my capital goal. And so obviously the focus now is not really capital, but it's mainly income while keeping the capital, not taking any losses. So the moral of the story is, for the month of June, the goal capital was $52,160. All right. That's what I'm supposed to have at that point in time. I ended up with 52,800. So that's actually a green. That's a pass. My goal income was $2,138.43. I made $2,804.35. So those both are green. So that's a win. All right. Now the yield, if you look here, if I multiply that income, 2,804 times 12 divided by the capital I actually held, I yielded 63%. And my goal, you can see at the top here, is 50% yield. So I made that goal as well. So obviously, the month of June was good. It was a good month. This shows that I had a capital gain, which is good from month to month, right? Where is that? Oh, no, it shows I'm ahead on capital. Sorry. And then I did, this is like a little cheat code here. I did deposit $250. So again, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to do that every month. I haven't been able to for a while. If you look at all these prior months, I wasn't able to make any, just a few here and there, but not much in deposits. Because again, the work paycheck goes towards the everyday expenses. So the bottom line is, this is where I'm at. I'm at 52,800 in capital, and I made 2,804 in income. I was able to, the mortgage does come out of this account. If you look in column J, I started paying the mortgage this year in January, and the mortgage is $1,300. Before you say that's cheap, it does not include property taxes, and it does not include, homeowners insurance. So this is just the actual mortgage, which is actually a little more than the mortgage. The mortgage is actually $1,200 something. But taking that out, the mortgage, obviously, from the income, I'm able to reinvest then 53% of what's left over. All right. Because again, you take out, what is it? Do the 2,800 plus the 1,300 and divided by, the 2,800. Yep. So good enough, right? Last month, you can see I was able to do 58%, and the month prior was a little more rough. But again, we're on the right track, which is good. I'm going to gray out these previous months. So, we'll see how it goes. Again, if all goes well, we can kind of see with this safe, I'll call it the safe 50% yield goal. I'm going to go down. How far is it going to be till I make some serious money, right? I stop at 2030 because I can't be working past 2030. So let's see. If I get to 2030, December of 2030, that's $13,704. And again, this is just the one account. So that should be enough to hopefully, live off of, right? Again, plus the other money, which we'll get to in a second. This is just the one of the two accounts. And I keep them separate. It's basically because it's kind of how it was set up. My wife's account was her 401k, so I moved it into her own brokerage. So obviously we both have a brokerage now, which, it does different things. Mine pays the mortgage, hers pays the other bills, which we'll get into in a second. So this was the Retire Now account. Obviously I hit my goal, which was 2,138. I exceeded it by $700. Woohoo! And that was it. If you guys have any questions on this, let me know in the chat. I know you're talking amongst yourself, but feel free to chime in. Let me just take a look and catch up. Yeah, like yesterday's video, hit the notification bell, hit subscribe, and then notification. All right. Reddit brought you here. Sweet. Yeah, Reddit's a huge group. Buy, hold, reinvest. Left, right. Yep. AB start. Is that Mario? Yes, it is, I believe, under the spreadsheets channel. The spreadsheet is available. Well, the problem with this is the option spreadsheet, actually. But I believe the old school Retire Now, just this spreadsheet alone, should be on the Discord as well. All right. I didn't ignore you. I put up your comment. Where did the money come from to start this large group of covered calls? Is that for me? Where did the money come from this? I don't know if that's the question, but it was just my investment account that I started with. Basically, I was building it up over. Well, I started a few years back, before that, trying to make some money. I also did move some money from both of our Roths. I closed out the Roths. I took out the money that we actually put in the Roths, so we didn't take a penalty on it. So that was a huge help too, and that kind of boosted this into a larger balance. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the Dividend Car account. All right, so the Dividend Car account, again, same type of idea. Both of these are in a taxable brokerage, so I can use the money now. They're not in a retirement account, because if they were, I wouldn't be able to use the money. They'd be locked up until I'm old fart, and then I can't move. All right, so again, for the month of June, there's a lot of columns here. I will zoom in. I'll do 175 like I did on the other one. Okay, so I own in this account, basically what I own is these funds. I'm not sure if the quantity is updated, but I own most of the funds that pay weekly. XDTE, RDTE, QDTE, WDTE, QQQY, IWMY, YMAG, YBTC, LFGY, GPTY, ULTI, SDTY, QDTY, RDTY, Shippity Doodah, and MST. MST is a new addition. As you can see, most of these or all of these are in a basket of stocks. They are the index, or they hold various stocks. MST, yes, it's only trading MSTR, but obviously MSTR holds Bitcoin, and I could consider Bitcoin, its own little index over there, the crypto index. So, this is what I hold. I do some options on here, but not active options. But this is basically, I let the funds do their thing, in this account. I do have an options tab, but for the month of June, you can see there's no execution date in June. I did not make any transactions. However, I did have an options expire. I sold a covered call on TQQQ. At the time, it was $44. Again, the market was down. I sold a call at my strike my cost basis 65, and it actually got assigned. But again, I collected $80 for it, and it's gone. And that money went back into, well, I would say the cash bucket, but I'm actually in margin right now. I'm using margin at the moment for this account. So I have not sold a put. The plan is to keep selling puts on TQQQ, further dated, most likely a month out. That way, it would just basically use the margin interest free and hopefully not get assigned. But if it does get assigned, I sell aggressive calls. So it's taken away and just collect the premium in the process. All right, let me just check up on the, okay, so nothing, no questions yet. So if we go to summary tab, let's see here. So the weeklies, those weeklies that I just showed you, they paid me an income this month of $1,282. You could see May was much more. May had 5 weeks, 5 Fridays. So obviously I got paid a little more in May. So kind of, $1,282 is kind of in line with the prior weeks. You can see up above. But I did get $1,282 from those. Misty dividend for the month of June was $1.47. I own 500 shares of Misty, so that paid me $735. Options premium we spoke of, I made 0 in options premium. So I made a total income for the month of June in this account of $2,017. All right. My account balance ended up at $50,670. Again, as of June 30th, closed. So for the yield, $2,017 on 50,000 is a 48% yield. Again, I don't have a goal yield in this account per se, but 50% would obviously be, you know, pretty good. Also, moving along, this is my cost basis on Misty. My Misty cost basis in both accounts really sucks because I started loading it up when it was a little higher in price. But again, I don't plan on selling it, so it really doesn't matter. I plan on actually just adding more when I do get the opportunity. All right, now as far as bill pay, this account pays a lot of bills, which we'll get into in a second. Let me take a sip of water. That's it. TC's leaving. He comes in, he complains, and he leaves. That's it. All right. Let's go to the bills tab. So we'll go all the way down to June. So June, I had obviously a lot of payments here. I had a car payment. This is the same freaking payment every month, right? $400 out of the account, out of the account, out of the account. If you may recall, this whole account started because we were going to close out my wife's 401k and buy a car. So what we decided to do is close out the 401k. Yes, take the penalty. Yes. But instead of using the cash to buy the car, we use that money to open a new brokerage account and have that brokerage account pay the car. And then it was decided later on that, okay, we're actually making, you know, we could pay multiple car payments out of this account. So instead of that, obviously, we're just going to pay all of the other bills out of this account. So not only now does the car payment come out of this account, the gas bill comes out of this account, the cell phone and internet bill come out of this account. I pay my parents' internet and another house account, and the electric bill. So all of these are automatic. The car payment, I believe this is through Fidelity, so they have bill pay. That's through bill pay. The other ones are just, I gave these companies our, account number, checking account number for the account, and it's just automatic. It comes out automatically each month. I don't have to do anything, which is good. So you can see the car payment again, $400. Gas bill last month was $76.58, dropped to $100. Obviously, we're now in summertime, so we're not using, the heat as much. Internet bill, it was huge last month because my son broke his watch, so we had to we got a new one, and we had to pay off the old up front. So we had to, obviously, it was, I don't know how much I guess it was $200, which is freaking ridiculous. But anyway, this is kind of the norm, $247 for our home internet and our 2 cell phones with that. And then obviously just internet added to another home through Verizon is cheap, $35. And then the electric bill, yeah, it's only going to get worse because, summertime, the pool's always running, so, and the air conditioning, this and that, $243. Next month will probably be more. So they vary. But obviously the overall bills were cheaper than last month, which is good, $1,001. So let me just catch up on the comments, see if there are any. All right. This is interesting. Another way to pay bills. I just started in March. So this info, yeah, I figured I'd start early. Number one, to understand how it actually works. And number two, I eventually, I don't have every single bill. There are 3 bills left that don't come out of my brokerage. Well, forget the little ones, but the main ones are property tax, which we'll get into. I'll show you the other bills in a second. And then there's insurance, which for some reason my insurance company is not letting me add my brokerage account number to it. And then there's the water bill, the water and sewer bill. So, all right. So let's get back to the summary tab. So those, between all the bills, $400 for the car, $600, $602, we said that's $1,002. All right. So that's how much went towards bills. Moving along to the right, you can see I have the interest rate for the car. So the car interest rate the interest we had to pay for the month was $141. All right. But again, if the interest rate is 8% and we're yielding 48% on our money, I think we're doing all right. Margin interest is 119 bucks. You could see it. We were kind of using a little more margin since that TQQQ, got assigned. But now that it got, sold back into, the margin should go down next month, because I've been paying off margin, letting the margin kind of pay off versus buying more ETFs. The car loan balance, we still owe 18,526, and that's actually another discussion for another day, because we're not really happy with the car. So that this may turn into a larger balance if we get a new car, which I'm okay with, because again, this is just automatic. It's coming out, whether it be 400, 500, 600. I really don't give a crap, right? As long as we have what we need, what we want, what's good for the kids, what's good for the fam. That's all, that's what matters. I did deposit 250 bucks to this account last month as well. Again, I'm going to try to do 250 per month into both accounts, which it won't do much, but it'll help. It's just a little something, here is the extra money after the bills that I was able to reinvest, right? If you take out, what do we take out? So here's the formula. So F is the income, right? F, total income plus the deposit, okay, plus deposit 250, minus the car payment, the other bills, and the margin interest. That equals 1,146, which allowed me to reinvest 56% of the total. I don't know why I include the 250. That's kind of cheating, isn't it? Should I include the 250? Maybe not. I don't know. So yeah, that's the total. That's how much I reinvested. So again, the Dividend Car account is doing what it's intended. You could see when I started this balance was around 54,000. It went down to 51. It even went down as far as 44,000. And then luckily it recovered and it went all the way back up to 50,000. So, these ETFs, yes, they go down, but yes, they can come up as well, which is pretty damn good. It's a good sign. And you can see deposits. I'm not depositing into this account until later on, but that's only $250 a month. It's not like make or break in it. But yeah, as fast as it goes down, it can go back up. I'm not at the original balance, of course, but again, at least I'm at 50. So, and that's a sign that, there could be some, hopefully, positive recovery. Maybe we can get back to the original balance, right? And then even go up further than that. That's why I've been kind of cheating and doing the 250 to help boost it up, because again, these accounts are eventually just going to pay all the bills. I don't need my work paycheck to pay the bills, right? I have the 2 brokerage accounts to pay the bills. Now, the work money, that's the fun money, right? That pays the everyday expenses, which now I'm adding an additional piece to this video, which you guys will like this. But before I'll go to the comments. All right, I'm going to check real quick. Rod bringing out all the hacks. Yeah, property tax. I'll show you my property tax bill in a second. 250 a month would be 40 ulti. Yeah, I got to get more ulti in this account. I only have 100, which is not enough. Problem is, ulti keeps going up from when I bought it. All right, so yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but obviously, am I missing any weekly payers? Again, outside of the individual stock exposure, am I missing any index-related weeklies? Or, actually MS2 does pay weekly. I could include them. I'm not sure, but I think I don't know. Maybe I will add MS2, but we'll see. All right, so now to the final spreadsheet. This is the retiring on dividend spreadsheet, which we include everything. So for the month of June, between both retire now, but in the retire now account, we said we made $2,804. The Dividend Car account, we made $2,017. Now YouTube, I'm adding here, to show, again, that's another source of income. I had my best month ever on YouTube last month, and it was 4,875. You could see, obviously, the month before it was 220. It was like much less. So this is not, unfortunately, consistently this number. It was just a really good month. It was the month I had the interview with Jay and Scott, and then obviously everything else, went pretty well. But hopefully, this could balance. YouTube is all over the place. It doesn't balance out really. But for the most part, this is my income here, right? So that totals to be $9,696 in monthly income, which annualizes to be $116,361, right? That's not enough, unfortunately, to retire between these three things. And not to mention, these three things are not consistent either, So since they're not consistent, you kind of need this number to be well above what you need to retire. Now, what are the bills? We kind of talked about it, right? The mortgage. Here's the property tax. Just got a new property tax bill in the mail. It did increase from what? Where was that?
In the bathroom.
Oh. Can you lock it? All right. Sorry. Where was I? So yeah, property tax it went from 1946 per quarter to 2070 per quarter, which is $690 per month, approximately. Obviously, yes, it's around over $8,000 a year now to live in just an average house in New Jersey. Homeowners insurance is about $154 a month. The car payment we just spoke of, $400. Car insurance, $173. Water sewer comes to be about $84 per month. Gas bill, luckily, was cheaper. It was $76. You saw. Electric was $243. Home internet, we saw that too, was $247, and then we saw the parents' internet at $35. Now, these numbers, these could vary. This daycare, this is going to go away, but right now we pay about $606 per month for a few days in daycare to keep him active, the little one. And then these two numbers, I have no idea. This is the scary part. Like, how much is it going to cost for health insurance for 4 people? A family of 4, 2 kids, and the grown-ups. Will it cost? This is what I looked up. I Googled it. It comes up with $2,710 per month in the state of New Jersey. So that's what I left there. That's what I'm gonna put there. So that's what I'm gonna assume. Grocery bill, again, I don't even know. I probably should check what we actually pay, but this is the number I came up with, which is about $1,600. So if you add up all of these expenses, again, this is without even fund money, that's $8,377. So that, the income up here does, it does have enough, right? I have enough for those bills, and it leaves me 13% left over, right? Which is good. However, again, there is such a thing called life, right? Having a life. So you do need life money, which, again, maybe I'll I'll add a bucket for that. But we do, you kind of we're spending maybe a little. We're not really budgeting per se. We kind of buy what we want, which is not much. I don't really buy anything, honestly. Wear the same clothes over and over, but for the most part, obviously you need a cushion. You would like to have a cushion for that. We took down the baby gate yesterday, and clearly he's not listening, and he's coming downstairs because there's no baby gate up. All right, let me catch up with the comments. Yeah, well, that was medium rod. Apparently I left my phone in the bathroom, so he gave it to me so the little one didn't take it and do who knows what with it. Property tax increase, something you can, yes. Every new bill, our property, I don't know if this is the same with you guys, but every single new bill that we get, it goes up. Like it's like clockwork. It never stays equal. It never goes down. It only goes up. And it's honestly, it's quite ridiculous, the fact that, we're paying what, $690 a month. So even if I get rid of the mortgage, we still have this bill, which again, in due time, it's going to go up. It's probably eventually going to be $1,300 a month. But how does that go up? Like, why can't the states budget properly so they don't have to charge us more in property tax? I know most of it goes to the schools. So it really sucks for the people who don't have kids in schools that pay this massive property tax bill. And it's not like the schools are even that great. It's a joke. Oh my God, I left Jersey 20 years ago to come up to South Florida. Wow, tax went up. Then again, you all make more there. Where in Jersey, I grew up in Lawrenceville. I'm in Ocean County, New Jersey. Yes, it's always increasing. Florida, I'm at 1,500. 1,500 a quarter. Those are taxes. These are taxes here. Yeah, California. Well, I think New Jersey, you pay $1,500 a year for property taxes. How the hell is that even possible? Do you have a normal size house, or you live in a shed? That's crazy. Indiana has a 1% property tax cap. What we don't have is a cap on assessment. Yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know. So I figured I'd give you guys this update too. So because the question comes up, when are you going to retire? Basically is then these numbers need to come up, right? And unfortunately, these numbers, they're going up, but they went down from May. But I need between this, that, and YouTube. Obviously, I'm working on my my Twitter content. So if you guys wanted to help me with that, feel free to go like and comment on all of my posts on X. I'm working on getting monetized there. They don't pay that great from what I understand, but again, it's just another source of income. And then we'll go from there. But outside of that, obviously, you would just need to put new money into the various accounts to grow them, or hopefully the YouTube income will go up in due time. But right now, I'm not, I'm getting close, but 1,500, I'm getting close, but not close enough. Better build up a great portfolio because little Social Security check. Yeah, well, I'm not really even taking Social Security into consideration. Plus, I want to retire well before that anyway. I do have a 401k with my current employer, which I only put the company match in. But again, the problem with that is I can't touch it till I'm 59 and a half, and I want to retire at least by 50, you would think. I'm 42 now. I keep saying 5 years, which is well before 50, but I don't know. Yeah, you got to get on X, and then we'll, follow each other and help each other out. Well, I think Social Security will always be around because, again, there's always going to be new money pumping into it, which will pay for, many years ago of those old people, and they'll never catch up. If the thing is just going to be a crapshoot, and they'll cancel it at some point because it's not really, the idea behind it. Whoever's running it is an idiot. So I don't know. They need to do something. Listen, it has to be around. Could you imagine the chaos? Like, we're putting all this money in, and you're going to tell me there's no money left? Like, then take me out now. How about that? Just take me out of the whole system now, and I'll take that money and I'll invest it myself. Pretty simple. So how much does everyone pay per year in property tax? If you guys feel like sharing, I'll pull it up on the screen if you guys don't mind. Just put the state and the amount you pay in property tax. Yeah, there'll be chaos. Anyone? Any brave souls want to put the state they live in and their annual property tax bill? Again, mine is New Jersey, and it's what? It's about 8,000, a little more than 8,000. Oh, damn, LA, 1,100 in Alabama. Maryland, 7,000. Okay, you're in my range. Pennsylvania, what? 2,100? That's it? 8K. So you're like me in California. Ohio, 3,600. Maine, what? 16K. Good Lord. Ohio, 2,200. Wait, so you pay 16K? MIGs? Can you show how to set up brokerage to pay bills? What brokerage do you use, old man? Oh, fellow New Jerseyan, about 7,000. So you feel my pain, Sunita. About 7,800 in Canada. Virginia, 7,000. Tennessee, 2,000. $1,500 for Nicole. 6,000 in Illinois. Oh, 8,000 spread into two 4K payments. Yeah, here it's quarterly. 3,200 Canada. Illinois, 1,784. Crap Shack. Hey, I'll take a Crap Shack. You can get E-Trade and get a margin account to get a card and live off of. Yeah. Well, you could do that on all these, you could do Robinhood and whatever, but Oklahoma, 2,950. South Carolina, 300. What? Wait, no way, it's 300. 6K Wisconsin, 5K a year. Where are you at, SB? You gotta say the state, SB. PA, 2,300. I mean, PA is our neighbor. How are you paying so cheap in PA? Damn, that's crazy. Ontario, Canada, 4,400. All right, not bad. 1,000 every 3 months. Wow, that's cheap. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, I don't know where that person that had the question on the bill pay is, but oh, here it is. I was thinking about setting up on Fidelity. So yeah, Fidelity is super easy. I don't know how to show it to you on here without showing my account, but I think it's pretty simple. You just sign up for bill pay, and it's as simple as that. Every account, I know Charles Schwab, to sign up for bill pay, they make you open a new account. For Fidelity, the current brokerage account will be your account for bill pay. So there should be a simple option to sign up for bill pay under your account. If you need help, reach out. You can reach out to me on Discord. I think there's a channel for bill pay or something. 2,800 in Indiana, 1,200 a year. Where? I'm retired and I own a farm. All right, Ronnie, we're moving in. We're all moving in the farm. Alabama. Heck yeah, Ronnie. We all need a farm. East side of state, more expensive. What, for PA? Fidelity CMA has bill pay. That's what I use. Well, no, I don't. That's what I'm estimating it to be. That's what this Google says for New Jersey, how much it would be for a family of 4. Obviously, I have health insurance through my job now because I'm still working, but I just don't know what the cost would be. It would, I really need to dive into this further. I haven't done it because I'm not that serious about, retiring, and I'm not, because to me, I'm not even close to it. So hopefully I'll have a more accurate number soon. Okay. So if you want to live in Farmville, PA, it's a little cheaper. Nice. All right. Yeah. So that's the update on my accounts. Again, I only have those 2 accounts. Outside of that, I do have a Robinhood account, which some of you may see I post on X. It's just for crypto, though. I opened a Robinhood account to buy Bitcoin. And and obviously MSTR. So I'm buying Bitcoin and MSTR on a daily basis in that account in hopes that, one day I can cash that out and throw it towards this and, retire early when Bitcoin ever goes to the moon. Okay, when your dividends are distributed, do you just keep them in buying power until your bills come out and reinvest? So good question. So for this account, the mortgage comes out automatically on the first of each month. I gave my mortgage company my bank account information, checking account, routing number. It comes out the first of each month. So yes, I make sure there's cash in there. But even if there's not enough cash, I do have margin set up in this account and the other account, so that, it'll cover it. In the Dividend Car account, I have been using margin. So these bills, they actually are paid through the margin. But I have, you see the dividends that I have coming through. I have about 2000, last month, 2017 coming through dividends, obviously paying off that same margin that was just used to help pay the bills. So whether it's cash or margin, yes, it just comes out automatically. There are other ways to have medical coverage without actual insurance. That's much cheaper. Okay. All right. We'll have to look into that. All right. So yeah, I guess Fidelity has the whole, I don't want the card through that. I'm in love with the Robinhood card now. They pay what, 3% on everything. So, and then again, you just take that money and I put it right towards the Bitcoin. I make enough in dividends to pay the paper. How much you make, Keith? Come on. You got to start somewhere, right? All right. Unless you guys have any further questions on the Retire Now account or the Dividend Car account, I guess we can call it a day, right? No fee credit card is great for traveling. Nicole also makes enough for the paperboy. Awesome. Thank you for your explanation. You really inspired my journey to financial freedom. Good to hear. Thank you for the kind words. Oh man, let me know if you have any more questions, let me know on the Discord. It's easy to communicate in the Discord versus the comments on YouTube, obviously, because I don't even get a notification when I get comments or response to comments. But feel free to tag me on Discord. We could talk about it there. Or there's a million people on there that kind of do the same thing. I need one of those cards. Yeah. No, just sign up for it, man. I only use Robinhood for the card and the again, crypto. It's just easier to buy Bitcoin on there than use Coinbase. Coinbase is such a freaking ripoff with their fees. I know people say, oh, you got to put it in the storage, the cold wallet. I'm like, I don't want it freaking locked away. I want to be able to sell this crap as soon as I want to, right? I know it's a buy and hold and all, but yeah, I want liquid, I want liquid. Inspired to keep on keeping on. Yep. No, thanks for I got to get an LA account update. I want an LA investment channel, Later, LA. Yep. We got to go to LA's channel at 7:30, by the way, guys. Click his name, his YouTube will come up, and he has a premiere at 7:30 every day. He's pretty damn consistent. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for the updates. Let's use Ulti for, yes. I'm going to add, you could see here, man, I only have 100. I'm really pissed about that, but I'm going to make some degenerate Ulti purchases. I don't care if it's a higher percentage of the allocation, but it will be because it's been doing very well. I'm a huge Ulti fan. Do you need to actually have investments in that? I don't know, actually. You might have to have something in there, or at least an active account. But that's a good question. They probably don't care. If you want to just get the credit card and that's it. But I assume you have to have some type of account. Oh, here's a question. All right, we'll keep going. Question for anyone who has Fidelity: is options trading easy on their platform? It's super easy on Schwab, but they pay 0.05% interest, and I hear Fidelity pays 4.5%. So Schwab, I use options on Schwab. I use Thinkorswim platform. I don't use their website. As far as Fidelity's website for trading options, I don't like it, but it is easy enough to understand and comprehend. So I would, if I had to do options on one or the other, it would be Charles Schwab for Thinkorswim all day, every day. Because Fidelity, yes, they have a version of their own Thinkorswim, which I was told. But I'm guessing, I'm just guessing it's not going to be, as good. But again, I'm not going to try a whole new system anyway. So, but to use their website, I'm pretty sure, it's pretty easy. It's not that bad. Thanks. Hopefully you will help us all retire earlier and in better shape. Yeah, man. The goal is, figure out how much you need. How can you get there safely? You can't set it and forget it, though. You kind of have to be actively managed, especially if you're doing options yourself, which, of course, I recommend everyone learn how to do options themselves. You can buy these funds too, but it's just good to understand how options works. Yes, that's what it's called. There you go. Fidelity Active Trader Pro. He says it works okay for doing options. Thinkorswim is better from what I see. Yeah. See? Question, how is Murney still trading at 250? There's no reverse split for this ETF. I saw this recently and was curious because they're just not going to do a reverse split. They're just going to leave it alone. I asked them, well, what about if you get like a warning, or what if you get something that says you have to? Well, they said, we haven't gotten that, and we haven't never gotten that. So I guess they're just going to leave Murney alone. They're not going to do reverse splits anymore. If Murney gets to 5 cents, then maybe that's different. But for right now, Murney be Murney, no reverse split for Murney. I miss TD Ameritrade. Yeah, me too, man. Exactly, brother. We're on the same boat. I was so pissed. I hate Charles Schwab as like the website. I'm getting used to it now, but I do miss TD Ameritrade's website. I'm never leaving Charles Schwab simply because, they got the Thinkorswim platform. And that's why I went to TD Ameritrade for the Thinkorswim platform. But they had both. They had the Thinkorswim platform and a great website. They had the combination. But now they really only have the Thinkorswim, because Charles Schwab website, Charles Schwab app, both need a lot of work before, they should have used the TD Ameritrade platform, like the website, the application. I don't know why they didn't. They kept Charles Schwab, which is not as good. Their dividends aren't bad either. Who? Murney? I guess, but I don't know. Murney's Murney, man. Murney's Murney, brah. All right, we got 145 of you. You were a genius turning the brokerage into your bank account. I'm in my very early 30s, but never knew that was an option. Yeah. Again, it's easier on some brokerage accounts than others. And I wouldn't say I'm a genius, again, because I'm only doing it because I'm slowly shifting under the assumption that I'm not going to have to work full time. I want my brokerage accounts to pay my everyday bills. I don't want to have to rely on an active income, AKA job. So the less bills that my job pays, then obviously if I get fired tomorrow, I'll be good. And I'm to that point. Obviously, if I do get fired tomorrow, I'll be just fine. I probably still need a job, but it's not as urgent, because obviously these two accounts, they're just paying the bills. That's their job. They're paying the bills and they're reinvesting the money. But it is good to know how it works, because if you think about it, when people head into retirement, they don't worry about this till their 60s, right? All right, how are the bills going to be paid? Well, figure out how the brokerage works, right? And you could do it through that. You don't even need a freaking bank account. You don't need a normal checking account, right? But times are changing, and we should change with it. Get used to it. All right. So this is what international brokerage account. What baby interest? Pro Trader is like Prime, 5% when non-vested, margin 5% plus access to markets, PC platform. Yeah, I've never used that one, so I don't really know about it. Schwab, known as Chuckley, website is terrible. Yeah. Thoughts about rumor of MSTR joining S&P 500? I guess it's just a rumor until it happens. To my knowledge, they don't have all of the qualifications, right? Don't they need positive net income, positive earnings per share for 3 months, 3 quarters in a row? Is that one of their qualifications? I'm not sure, but obviously it's good news. And MSTR, they may be already priced in, right? Because people keep talking about it. Access to way more markets, although got to pay for some more. Yeah, I don't want all that crap, to be honest. I don't really, I can barely keep up with the news. I don't need access to this, that, and the other thing. I just need the basics. Rod, thank you. Yes, on options, I have to learn a lot on the options. I've been selling cash secured puts and cover calls, supplement. Yeah, good job, Alan. Got to learn somewhere. Yeah, Interactive Brokers, that's the name. That's what I do. Live out of my brokerage. I keep zero money in my checking, just withdrawal. Yeah. See, this is the way, man. You just, the brokerage is that's the account. That's where we're living off of now. We don't need, this active income paycheck. If we can get our brokerage and our investments to pay our bills and our expenses, then then you could figure out, all right, can I retire? Can I not sit at a cube 9 hours a day and get by? Maybe. With this new style of income, have you gotten into any heated arguments with old dinosaur investors? See, that's the thing. I don't really know anyone that's into investing in real life. No one invests that I'm even aware of. And if they do, it's because of me. So at work, oh yeah, of course I could, but I'm not going to bother. It's not worth the time. Because then, because I don't even want them to know about YouTube and all that either. So it's just, I kind of keep, unless they ask me, I kind of keep shut with that. I never used TD Ameritrade to trade options and was always a buy and hold investor, but have to say Schwab is not my favorite. Well, look into their Thinkorswim platform. Hey, Rod, long-time watcher, but haven't been caught up for a minute. Will you do another whiteboard options video? Yes, absolutely, when I have time. So soon. I'll just say soon. North Carolina taxes in my home, $3,500. Not bad. That's it. That's annually, I assume. Oh yeah, a year. Okay. From what I've heard and read, after Q2 earnings, MSTR made more to cover the previous 3 quarters, and it makes now a profitable. All right, so maybe they'll be in the S&P. I don't know, but obviously, whatever. I feel like it's always priced in advance. We're the last to find out, so we're not. We're never fooling anyone. That's why you can't sit here and time the market. There's always people that know crap in advance. Good morning, Jimmy. My dividends helped paid off my new RAV. Sweet. With still plenty left over to build a cash position. All right, so you paid cash for the RAV. What was your interest rate, though? Why would you not take the lower interest rate and make more money on the account? Right? All right. Things to consider. International brokerage doesn't let you withdraw money if you have a margin balance. For example, Robinhood and Charles Schwab lets you. Yeah, so that doesn't really help them. All right. I hate technology. LOL. Have spreadsheets from Google Sheets, and to be honest, I like the old pen and paper. Yeah, man. That's good. That's fine. Pen and paper rule too. I love when I see people post stuff in pen and paper. Seems to be a committee meeting that decides if new companies that qualify to get inducted. It's funny, after yesterday's video, they're like, oh my God, it was an hour and a half video. Why can't you make them short? But they don't realize, we're just bullshitting at the end of the video nowadays. We have a little more time. So I think people see the time of the video and they don't click on it anymore. Yesterday's video actually did not do good. It didn't even get 4,000 views but again, it was the 4th of July. I have the Thinkorswim, but I've not started trading options yet. All right. It's time to learn, right? I believe they have a paper trading option, which I can't do that because I have to use real money, but that's also, that is a benefit to some who use it that way. Wow. That's low, man. 6.39. You can make 50 easy on that money. Mine's 8%. And I'm keeping it. All right. Have you ever done margin? Yes, I got margin on both accounts. I use it on one. I only use it on the other when needed. But yes, I would not, I would read up on it first, understand how it works. But to me, it's like an emergency option. Plus, think about it. If you sell puts on margin, you're borrowing money interest free. Just don't get assigned, right? Not going to lie. Yesterday, I was AFK from YouTube. I have to figure out how to take withdrawals from Fidelity when you have a margin balance. Anyone have a link? Well, again, there's two balances for margin in Fidelity. One is the overall margin, and then there's one that I think it's called withdrawable margin. So you're able to withdraw that money from the margin, but there's a portion of the margin balance which is not, it's only used for investing. So you'll have to look at that. That could be a whole separate video, but you'll see the top margin balance is the investing balance, and the bottom, the one in the middle, is kind of the withdrawal. I think it says withdrawal margin. All right, we're almost an hour in. I didn't think this video would take an hour, but as long as you guys keep talking, I'm probably going to end it soon, though. You need to have Robinhood Gold to get all the perks from what I've read. I have Robinhood Gold and get some okay perks, but want to open another trading account. Don't want to go with. All right. Yeah, I did get Robinhood Gold. Maybe you do need Robinhood Gold to get the card. All right, Mig's room. He's headed out. So I look forward to your next video, Mig's room. Let us know. What are you going to talk about? Come on, Cletus. I'm trying to decide what to do with a 100,000 CD that is maturing in a couple months. No, I'm getting screwed, but I'm new to this stock world. Welcome, Ronnie. I mean, again, you got a few months, so do your research. What type of income? Do you want income? Do you want to just leave it alone? You don't need the income from it. If you need income from it, then look into income funds, right? If it's a buy and hold for how long, right? Again, there's so many questions. Obviously, if it's in a CD, you're not using it for the income now, but maybe you need it for the income now. So if you have the time, you can chop up longer videos into 5 videos for those who miss it all. Yeah, I know, but it's just time. Yeah, what is time? Will you take on Hui, or is there someone who covers it like you do, Misty? No, I will not take on Hui unless I drop one of the other funds. But I don't know. Check out ETF Inspector. I'm not sure how in depth he goes with Hui, but yeah. No, I only cover Misty that way. Obviously, I don't cover the other funds. You see how I cover the other funds. They're not in much detail, but it's too much. Again, once I retire from full-time work, of course, yes, I will cover more funds just like I do Misty, probably in a separate video too. I'll probably do like maybe 2 or 3 funds just like that, and I'll just do like a separate video, a Misty video. I'll do like a Hui video and a Platey video or something like that. But you guys have to watch more commercials so I can retire. I got a money market account with my bank. It's not great. Returns like 3 to 4%. I don't get how with more in it got less. Yeah, 3 to 4%. That's still not bad for just regular account. But yeah, to be nowadays, you can get much more safely in some of these safe, quote unquote. So far, he's Ulti and LFGY. Pretty cool. Can you grieve your property tax? I do it every year. Can I grieve my property? I don't even know what that means. Health and Wealth, Mike just bought into Hoy. He's covering it. Yeah, he covers it, but I think what Clive was asking, like the day-to-day trades, which I'm not sure if anyone does that. There's a lot of YieldMax and high-income YouTubers now. Will When will you do your options only videos? Well, right now they're combined into the daily videos, and it's been working. I don't know. So you're saying you still want it separately? It's just so hard to do 2 videos a day. Hello, all you cool people. Hello, not that guy, Ryan. ETF Inspector does some videos on some other funds, AMZ, and a few others. Okay. All right, we're an hour in. We made it a whole hour. Should we end it? More in option. Yeah, I know. I know. I'll think of something. I'm thinking the whiteboard. I'm thinking like a live whiteboard video Q&A. What do you guys think of that? How is your cost basis on the funds on the screen? Are you planning to hold these long term? Got my options. Start watching your videos last year. Would love to see another options. Yeah, no, many more options videos to come. I don't know. My cost basis on these, I don't write it down because it doesn't matter to me, because yes, these are buy and hold. All these do, they have one job, pay me income. I don't really care how bad the cost basis is, to be honest. I'm just buying and collecting. I'm not focusing on what my capital appreciation or depreciation is. 2 keywords. Hello, Newman. Just call Fidelity up and they will walk you through it. You can withdraw and Rod we trust. Yep. I have Misty and Ulti. Keep filling these or get a third ETF. I mean, that depends on you, brother. I don't know what underlying do you believe in? Do you like Palantir? Platy's second, number 2 right now. I don't know. Or if you like the fund of funds, YieldMax, YMAG, obviously, Chippity Doodah. A lot of people like GPTY. Yes, please. On the whiteboard options video, I want to learn. Scared of, all right. Yeah, I know I have to do it. I got to make sure I have an empty, quiet house when I do that, though. Sunita, here's a question. Should I do it live or should I do it like a pre-recorded video? Because I'm not sure. I feel like live would be better because then people could tell me what questions they have, right? I don't know. LFGY has been pretty stable. Yeah, it's been pretty good. You reckon Ulti will ever hit 7? What's Ulti at now? Oh yeah, it could hit 7. It's at 628. Retired at 59, live off dividends. Sweet. MJ's the man. I own about 27 ETFs, ongoing from 1 share, 23. Either works for me, but yeah, live, we can ask clarification questions. Yeah. The problem with live is, and people probably are not going to want to hear this, but I was thinking about doing it live through the Wolfpack because I do have a membership option, and I hardly do anything for the Wolfpack. But that way, it would be a little more, a little less people to ask the questions and focus on them. I don't know. But if you show options live, can it be on the weekend? It would have to be on the weekend unless I take off of work. So yeah. I just came in and saw what everyone pays on tax. Yes, I can't. New York, 20K. Oh man. Wow. That's a lot. Yeah, New York is dirt. Yeah. That sucks. Yeah, that's a lot. Also, why did Platy drop so much? Did it drop? It's still at 60 something bucks, so I think it's still pretty damn good. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end it unless anyone has questions. But for now, I'll just get into the spiel that, as always, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we'll do better next time. All right. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. If you have a question for the video, just type video question and then type the question. Simple as that. All right. Obviously, this was a live video. So for those of you that were here live, thank you very much for making it to this long ass video. For those of you that watched after, if you made it this far, thanks again. I know it's a pain in the ass to follow with the Q&A, but that's just how it goes on the live videos. Live is, in my opinion, much easier because you just talk what you talk about and you can answer live. It's fun. To me, it's much more fun. But I understand it is a pain for people watching after. So I get it. So that being said, if you made it this far in the video, you got to get credit for it. And how you get credit for it is you type in the keyword. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it to myself and everyone else, you have to type in the keyword down below. So I'm going to rely on the 139 people remaining in here to provide me a good keyword so we can get that out there and then move on. What do you guys think? What do you guys got? MJ, Z-Dub, Sunita, Vladi, Clive, Richard, Oman, not that guy, Ryan. Come on, what's the keyword? Z-Dub's still messing with Scott from yesterday, 1458. Yeah. No, come on. Down below. Fire. Come on, we need something better. Come on. Dividend freedom. Show me the money. Is that the best we got? No soup for you. Seinfeld reference. Sexy MF. Freedom. I'll go with this one. Freedom. Why? Well, because it was a portfolio update video. And the goal of these is to have financial freedom, right? So that's the goal for all of us. Some of us have already achieved that. Some of us are enjoying it. So awesome for you guys. And most of us are still trying to get there. So that being said, if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it to myself and others, type down in the comments, freedom, 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 freedom. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for another live stream, but that live stream will be about the Group A estimates, which includes Tesla and some of these other suckers. All right. So I hope to see you all tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Until then, feel free to watch this video over and over and over and over and over. Oh, yeah. And then you can share with your friends and your family. Oh, yeah. And then you can hit the like button and comment. And then you can go take a nap. Sound good? All right. I'm out of here. I hope everyone has a great day. And I will talk to you tomorrow.